Maybe you never had an artichoke before. Maybe you don't know how to eat a stuffed artichoke. I'm gonna show you the whole entire thing. The first thing we wanna do is prep the artichokes. You're gonna cut off the stem to start. That's pretty much always gonna be your first step. Now you can use your chef's knife, and you better have a really sharp knife to go through like this. Or you can make it easier and you can use a bread knife. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna saw off the top third of the artichoke, about that much. You're never gonna get them perfectly straight, but that's pretty good right there. Probably because it's my fourth one now. So now we're gonna take a kitchen scissors and we're gonna just chop off the tip of all the points. The reason we're doing this is twofold. It's going to allow us to handle the artichoke when we have to remove the inside right now, but it's also for your guests that they don't get a sharp point in their hand when they're eating it. And it's just as simple as just going around the artichoke and hitting up every piece. Even just wiping them right now, sometimes they get you. See this purple area? Try to just stretch out the artichoke a little bit to get you started. You'll see recipes online where people will parboil this. That's fine, works great. I do it that way sometimes. The only downside to that is it's harder to stuff then. So I like to start the inside and have a sharp paring knife, and I'm just gonna cut out part of the inside. Now don't go through the bottom when you're doing this. Now you can get your spoon in there and you can start removing this fibrous area that's not really too good. All right, so it's this stuff, all this. So you're gonna work your way to the bottom, and what's on the bottom is the actual heart, the most prized possession of the artichoke. That's why they sell them just in the can. But it's sad, you know, the whole artichoke, this massive artichoke is being cut down just for that little heart. You're gonna just take your spoon and you're gonna get it until you hit that bottom heart area. I hope you can see in there right now how it looks. It is cleared out. Is it perfect? It's not perfect. There might be some of this stuff left. If it doesn't sit flat, you can come back with a paring knife and you can kind of just square up the bottom. You might lose a couple leaves when you do this. So your artichoke is prepped. What you need to do, you're gonna take a big bucket of water and squeeze the juice of a lemon. Doesn't matter how much. And the reason you're putting it in here right after you cut it, so that's why I recommend you work on one at a time. When metal hits it, it will cause it to oxidize, it will cause the artichoke to turn black. You don't want that. The final last part of prepping your artichoke is the stem. So the stem, it's this white area in here, is edible. This bottom part you need to cut off, that's where it was cut. Some people will just get rid of the stems, and you really don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna save myself a lot of time by cutting off a lot of the green right now. This is the fibrous area that you can't eat. And then you can take your peeler, and make sure you have a sharp peeler because I don't. See, that's the white I'm talking about. You want to expose all of that. Get all 4 of your artichokes and the stems in your bucket of water with the lemon juice, and then we can move on to prepping all the ingredients for stuffing them. You could use seasoned breadcrumbs, but then you don't really need to go through all this process of seasoning it, and it's always better when you season it yourself. For the sauce, we have 2.5 cups of water and 1.5 cups of wine. So I have butter, that's gonna be for the sauce as well. I have lemon zest, that's gonna be in the stuffing, hot pepper in the stuffing, pecorino romano, I have 1.25 cups of that, that's gonna go into the stuffing. I have roughly 8 to 10 cloves of garlic paste here. Now listen, if you don't like that much garlic, just don't use it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to let me know. Just don't use it. That's all you have to do. 3/4 cup, basically, maybe more, of parsley. We're gonna mix that up. Some is gonna be for the sauce. Most of it's gonna be for the stuffing. I have a little bit more garlic. That's just minced. That's gonna be for the sauce. Don't worry about it. We have everything here. I'm just showing you. We have some lemon juice for the sauce. This is really easy. You did the hard part by prepping those artichokes, and they're just sitting in that citrus water. So let's get to stuffing them right now, and get your oven set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and set the rack to the middle level. Gonna do about 1/2 cup of the parsley. Just save some of it for the sauce. All the garlic paste. I know it's a lot of garlic, right? You need it. You want these artichokes to be really flavorful. Lemon zest, about 2 tablespoons, a little bit less. And that's good. It's gonna add a ton of flavor. I have Sicilian oregano here. This is great, and I'll show you what it is. I just keep it in a plastic bag that I don't keep closed, and it lasts for a very long time. You don't even need to keep it in a bag, you can just keep it out. It's got the stems, and then you just take it in your hands and you crush it. And what I did is I crushed 1.5 teaspoons of it right here. Maybe I have a little bit more. It'll be all right. It's really good stuff. I'm gonna do a 1/4 cup of white wine in here. In addition to that, we're gonna put all the white wine in the sauce. Do a 1/2 cup of olive oil in here, extra virgin I'm using. That looks good. Maybe a little bit more. Listen, don't worry if it's not exact. I mean, you can make it exact. And then we're gonna mix this up and we're gonna put salt to taste. I know already because I just made this a few days ago for the exact same amount that it needs at least that much salt. And then I'm gonna combine this all. Now, do your best to really get the cheese broken up to get the garlic to distribute. You don't want anybody to get like 1 teaspoon of garlic paste themselves. This is your chance now. If you don't have enough salt, pepper, even cheese or lemon juice, you can add it now. A ton of garlic. I taste that lemon zest. Yeah, you could add lemon juice if you want. You want to do this over the bowls. When we stuff them, anything that misses will go right back into this bowl. Now this is about a 10 by 15 baking dish. I think it's a 4.5 quart. All right, let's stuff one. You don't have to dry them off. This is gonna keep them moist. So the beginning part, you're gonna stuff the middle of it. Now you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to put a ton in there. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your fingers and you're gonna go to the first layer. So try to pry that first layer out. And then with your hands, just go like this and then sprinkle it in. And then I'm just gonna kind of just swipe it off. I'm not really gonna pack it down. And you go to some of these family style restaurants, they'll get these artichokes that are like double the size of this. It's a full meal and they're awesome. You know, you could just order one of those for the table. That's good enough for now. Put this one over here and then we'll work on the other 4. I just fit them. See how tight they are? Very, very tight, and it's a very big dish. Take the 4 stems, just put them wherever, it doesn't matter. They're gonna cook too. I have 2.5 cups of water. You don't wanna pour it more than about 60% up the artichoke. I'm actually gonna measure the wine this time. All right, 1.5 cups. Get that in there. I'll break out my lemon thing that I never use. It will be useful here. I don't wanna get seeds in there. Mix this up just a tiny bit, and then take a spoon and just pour it on top. Just gonna moisten these breadcrumbs more. The goal here is just to moisten these completely. In addition to that little sauce, we're gonna also put olive oil on, about a tablespoon, maybe even a tablespoon and a half on each artichoke. If you have like a squeeze bottle sprayer, that would be better than this, because then you can get it better on all the parts of the artichoke. I know you're thinking to yourself, this isn't too healthy. Well, as I said to the guy last time, this isn't a health channel. It just isn't, you know? The final thing in here, we're gonna put in our parsley, our garlic. Just get the garlic into the liquid and the butter into the liquid. Put it all around. And then the parsley. Kind of mix that in there. So if you have some stuffing left, and I do, you could take only a couple tablespoons, not more than that. And then you can just put it into the liquid. And that'll further help season that liquid. You have to cover these well. I have a huge piece of foil from my favorite place, Costco. You want to really seal this in, like really well. Because what's going to happen is they're going to steam in the oven and we're not going to lose too much of the liquid. It's going to keep them moist. We're going to bake this for 45 minutes covered. Then you're going to remove the cover. If you lost too much liquid, you can add a little bit more water back in there, maybe a cup's worth. Then you're gonna let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes more. This is all gonna depend on the size of the artichoke you have. If the leaf comes off easily, it's done. Like it'll pull away, you'll grab it, it'll pull away. That's how you're gonna eat it. If you can't pull that away easily, it's not done and you need to cook it longer. I'm gonna have the taste tester come down here. We're gonna eat this whole thing and I'm gonna show you how to eat the bottom of the artichoke. I wanna thank the Patreon producers. I had 2 more sign up. The names of those people are Chris Whalen, Kenneth Parker, Elizabeth Shaw, and Joe Hardage. Sammy, would you like to try?
Sure.
All right, go ahead. And they're gonna be hot. By the way, you wanna let them sit for about 10 minutes before you eat them. You see that, how the juice right there? All that? You want it with your teeth. Eat this part right here. And as you work in further, it'll get more and more tender. But that little part there is what's connected to the artichoke heart. What do you think of these versus last time? Do they taste the same?
Yeah, they taste the same.
Yeah, we're gonna have this for dinner in a little while. But don't go yet. I'm gonna show you how to eat the artichoke heart. Sammy's gonna go upstairs because she can't wait to get out of here. All the leaves have been eaten right here. They're good, delicious. As you get really close to the bottom, some of those leaves, really interior leaves, can be eaten. So this whole entire area right here, the heart, is edible. You don't even need a knife to cut it, but that's what it looks like there. And it's so good. It doesn't even need anything.